everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Caira and I make videos about tips, tricks, and organization for small space living. I live in Chicago. I have been in Chicago for a year and a half now. And when I moved to Chicago, I had never been before at all. I visited for the first time just to fly out and sign my lease. So the city was brand new to me. I have learned a ton being here for the first year and a half. And there are some things that I really want to teach you guys because I wish I had known them right when I moved here. The first thing I want to talk about is Chicago weather. Everybody knows Chicago has a brutal winter. It's freezing, it's cold, we got the polar vortex, it snows, it's brutal, right? One of the first things somebody told me when I first moved to the city was there is no such thing as a bad weather day in Chicago. There are only ill-prepared outfits. And this to me has been such a lifesaver because once you're dressed to go outside in 5-degree weather, as long as you have your parka, your gaiter, your mittens, your boots on, you can really withstand that weather. You just have to be prepared for it. If you try and go out there in like a little light winter cute jacket, it's not gonna cut it. You have to dress yourself like a snowman. You're not gonna look cute, but as soon as you get anywhere, you take all of your stuff off anyways, but it's so much better to be comfortable. One of the best things that I own, my boyfriend actually got it for me as a gift, and it's an electric vest. So this vest, it has a little rechargeable battery pack, and you put it on and plug it in, and it's like a heated blanket, so it has heating around the neck, in the pockets, and down the back. And I promise I can put that on. It can be 1 degree outside, but with that vest on, it is so much more comfortable and I can really withstand just about any weather. Next thing I want to talk about is public transportation. Public transportation in Chicago is amazing. You can literally get anywhere in the city super easily. If you're living anywhere that's near a train line, you really don't need a car. A lot of people love their cars, they're very attached, but I am telling you, all of my friends who have cars in the city have second guessed their thoughts of bringing their car or have gotten rid of their car since, because it is quite a hassle to have a car in the city, and public transit is so good. Don't feel like you also just have to take the train. The buses are awesome and they have so many routes that it can make it so you can get anywhere really easily. The thing with any of the public transit is you're going to want to get a Venture card. This is like your public transit card, and so when you get on the bus or on the train, you just boop it and then you get to go, so that way you don't have to constantly buy tickets. It's all on the card, and you have an app, and so you can get it auto loaded, so that way you just constantly have money on your card. And anytime you need to go anywhere in Chicago, it's $2.50, and if you have to change and get on a bus from the train or mix it up at all, it's another 25 cents. Super affordable. It doesn't matter how far you're going in the city, it's the same exact price, which I love, and it just makes it really, really convenient. I have not missed having a car in the city at all since I've moved here. Another great option that I cannot believe I didn't know about until like this summer was Divvy bikes. So Divvy bikes are all over the city. They are these bright blue bikes. You'll see people riding them all the time, but they are awesome. They keep the bikes really well maintained, so they're always in great shape. And there are Divvy bike stations everywhere. So you can pick up a bike wherever you're starting, ride it across the city, and then drop it off. It is $3 for you to pick up a bike and use it for half an hour. If you go over that half an hour, I think it's like 10 cents a minute or something. I don't really know. But you can also get a membership, so you get unlimited 30-minute bike rides for the year. And if you buy at any old regular time, it's $100 for the year. So that is such a money saver if you're using Divvies a lot. But also if you wait until Black Friday, they usually do a $75 annual pass instead. Divvies are great because once you've paid for that annual pass, it really feels like you're getting all your transportation for free, and it's a really easy way to get easy exercise in, and you're helping out the environment, and honestly, they're just fun and really, really convenient. I love Divvy bikes. No matter if you are riding on train or walking or bus or even driving, I highly recommend getting the transit app. This app is really good, and not only does it kind of act like a maps app, but it also will tell you exactly when trains are coming, when the next bus will come. So you can time it accordingly, so that way you're not getting there a minute after the bus just left and then you have to wait 15 minutes or something. You can see when the buses are coming. You can track them on their route, so that way you can get there right at the right time and always catch your bus or train or whatever you're doing. It also will just show you in comparison all of the different routes and how long it would take you to get anywhere, plus how long it would take if you Ubered, approximately how much that would be. If you were to take a bike, it just shows all of that information really easily, and I use the transit app anytime I go anywhere. Highly, highly recommend. Another really fun way to get around the city, and they currently haven't done it in 2020 just because of COVID. Hopefully it comes back in 2021, but that is the water taxis. So there are actually water taxis that go through the heart of Chicago, down through the rivers, and it is such a fun thing to do in easy transportation. It is my favorite thing to do when people come to town because you can hop on the water taxi. It's $6 or $7 to be able to ride it, and you can get off at a stop in a completely different part of town, but it takes you right down through the river in the middle of all of the giant buildings, and it's amazing. If you have friends visiting Chicago, you probably will have heard of the architecture tour. That's a really awesome tour, and I do recommend you do it at some point. All of the buildings in Chicago have so much history. It's really fun to learn about them, but it is pretty expensive. I think it's like $50 or maybe $60. If you have people coming to town all the time, it's easy to be able to get on the water taxi, and once you've done the architecture tour once or twice, you'll be able to point out a bunch of the buildings and know the facts about it. So then you can take people on the water taxi and you can tell them the facts instead of having everybody pay for the $50 tour. Another one of my favorite things to do when people come to town is take the divvy bikes and ride up the lakefront. The lakefront is so beautiful. If you go up the lakefront on a nice summer day, it literally looks like it's a California beach. The beaches there are phenomenally beautiful and people use them all the time. That's one of my favorite things about Chicago, is because it is cold for a good chunk of the year. When it is a nice, beautiful day, everyone's outside, everyone's enjoying the parks and the beaches and out walking and eating on patios. It's amazing. I love that part. So the beaches here really are so pretty. There's beach bars along the beach you can go to, or you can just post up with a picnic and towels. The water's nice. I love the beaches. It's really fun riding bikes up the beachfront. It's super pretty, really relaxing, and it's one of my favorite things to show people when they're visiting, just like the different aspects of Chicago. Another thing I really love doing is going to all of the different neighborhoods. Chicago is super cool because it has so many unique neighborhoods throughout the city. There's Wicker Park, there's Boys Town, there's Gold Coast, there's River North, there's West Loop. They go on forever. But there are also some really great ethnic enclaves that I really recommend you check out too. My personal favorite, I love going down to Pilsen. That's more of a Hispanic neighborhood. It is beautiful. There's so much culture, so much good food. Also going up to Uptown. Uptown is known to be more of an Asian neighborhood. They have Asia on Argyle, which is a street festival where all of the local Asian restaurants do vendors and you get to try a bunch of different stuff, which is really cool. My personal favorite is going down to Chinatown. So Chinatown, you can actually get there by the water taxi when it's running. So when I have guests, we always take the water taxi and we get it right at Michigan Avenue, which is really cool. You ride down through the city and then you get off in Chinatown, and there is so much good food, so many local restaurants. It is just a really, really cool part of Chicago that I absolutely love going and visiting. And I highly, highly recommend, if you move to Chicago, definitely check out these neighborhoods as well. A couple other things about Chicago, more on the entertainment side, is I love the website Time Out Chicago. That is a website where they update it daily, and you can Google what to do in Chicago today, what to do in Chicago this weekend, and they have a full list of everything that's going on, any sort of art exhibit or street festival or movie going on that they recommend you see. There is tons of stuff on there all the time, and I feel like it really encapsulates all of the stuff going on in Chicago, so you can scroll through and find what interests you. Another really great option is Ticks Today or Hot Ticks. These are the two websites that I always use whenever we go to a show. There's not too many shows going on right now in 2020, but normally they have all of the shows on this website, and they get a limited supply of tickets that they're able to sell for a hugely discounted price. A lot of these theaters, if a show is normally $30, I can get tickets for like $9. Sometimes tickets are $75 and I can get them for $40. Different things like that, and it just makes it so that way it's a little bit more affordable and we're able to go really enjoy the art scene of Chicago as well. Also, Chicago, because we have Broadway shows, like we've had Six and Dear Evan Hansen and just a ton of really amazing shows come through. Hamilton, they do the raffle as well. If you're like familiar with Broadway, you'll know what I'm talking about, but basically Broadway shows have a website where they do raffles, and every day they put out a certain amount of tickets that are able to be picked up, and so you enter in the raffle daily and you're able to get these tickets, and like they'll be like $10 to go see Hamilton where the tickets are $200. It's awesome. So that's a really good one to look into if you love going to theater and seeing these great shows but can't always fork out the $200 ticket prices. Moving into like food, Chicago is such a foodie city. People here love to eat, and they love to eat good food, which is awesome. I'm such a foodie, and I was super, super excited when I first moved to Chicago to be able to try all of these restaurants because they really are amazing. Two things you gotta know right off the bat though: Chicago people really, truly, deep to their core, love a Chicago hot dog, and they love deep dish pizza. As far as hot dogs go, people really, truly do love Portillo's. And I'm not gonna lie, I love a Portillo's Chicago style hot dog. It's basically a salad and a pickle on a hot dog, and I love it. All the time, I'll be walking past Portillo's and tourists will stop me and they'll be like, hey, people tell us us we need to go to this place, but is it actually good? And I'm like, look, I'm not even sure I fully get it, but Chicago locals love Portillo's. They really do. Like, it's their favorite place to go eat. So you gotta try that. You gotta try Italian beef. I love Italian beef. That's probably, I don't know. I was gonna say it's my favorite out of the like Chicago staples, but they're all honestly good. But I am a sucker for an Al's Italian beef sandwich. Deep dish, it's like such a real thing. There's Illuminati's and Giordano's that are like the big chains that everyone loves. Pequod's, everybody also loves Pequod's. That's a local restaurant up in Lincoln Park. That one wasn't my favorite. I found it too bready, but to each their own. Nobody come at me for my Chicago deep dish preferences, please. These are things that Chicago people have so much pride in, and you really, if you're living here, you've got to try them. You at least have to try them. Also with food, you have to get the Tab app. This has just been a game changer for me. I cannot believe I didn't know about this before. But basically, it's an app. You take a photo of your receipt and it will automatically type everything up, and you are able to select the items that you had, so you're able to split tabs really, really easily. You add all of the different people you want to split the tab with, select who got what. It automatically adds in how much they each need to pay, including tip, and then you can connect your Venmo to it and just send out the Venmo requests from there. It is so convenient because a lot of the restaurants downtown don't split checks. Normally, we're often eating with big groups of friends. If you're out on a birthday dinner, any of these scenarios, it's super, super helpful to have this app. And trust me, it's been a lifesaver so many times. So I highly recommend getting that. Another thing on the lines of food that I cannot believe it took me almost a year to get is you need a wheeling grocery cart. Unless you are someone who has a car and you're going to literally drive to the grocery store every time you go, get yourself a wheeling grocery cart. I got mine from IKEA. I can't find it on the website, so I don't know that they still sell it, but there's tons on Amazon and whatnot. Invest in a good one. It's worth it. I use mine every single time I go to the grocery store, and it makes life so much easier. Before that, I was literally carrying home like 4 bags of groceries across my body, and it was such a workout every single time. Now, it's still kind of hard, but so much easier with the wheelie cart, and I can bring home so much more stuff. Get the wheelie cart, get it right away. It's so worth it. The last 2 things I want to talk about are more about like living in Chicago. This one is totally personal preference, and I know people will probably disagree with me, but living in the Loop. So we almost lived in the Loop when we first moved to Chicago. And when I'm talking about the Loop, I mean like the Loop, not South Loop, not West Loop, the Loop. If we would have lived in the Loop, it would have been like a 5-minute walk for Alex to be able to get to work. It seems like your most downtown you can get. But the thing I didn't realize, and I think a lot of people don't realize when they're looking at where to live in Chicago, is that the Loop is really like a financial district. If you go to San Francisco or New York, it's kind of like the FiDi area. So it's all of these huge office buildings that are normally filled with people throughout the day. Very, very, very much business area. But at nighttime, that area completely clears out. Most of the restaurants are only really open for that lunch rush or maybe after work drinks too, but they're not open at dinner time. They're not open on weekends. So it really does turn into a pretty big ghost town on weeknights and weekends. I personally prefer to live somewhere where there are things open around me and more lively on times that I'm home, so those weeknights and weekend times. Living in the Loop is not my preference. But when I first moved, I wanted to live there because it seemed like the downtown area. It'd be convenient for his work, but I just wanted to share that in case anybody else kind of is considering that but doesn't really understand what it's like either. And the last thing I want to touch on is I recommend using a realtor if you're moving to Chicago. A lot of the buildings here are very confusing on being able to go and look at them. There are also a ton of condos that are available for rent that you can get really great deals on. But if you go to Zillow or something and you try and look up apartments, they won't give you street addresses. They only give you streets, so you really don't know where that building is, and they will be listing them at the lowest property price that they've ever had. When you figure out what building that is, you're not able to get the same prices they list. If you use a realtor, they'll have access to be able to look at a ton more and will sometimes be able to get you the best deals. They're able to negotiate, so that can be really helpful as well. I actually got my leasing license this year because a ton of you constantly reach out asking where my apartment is and how much I pay for it and asking on where they should live throughout Chicago. So I wanted to get my leasing license so that way I can like actually professionally help you guys and not just give out advice, but actually be able to help you find your dream apartment as well. If you are moving to Chicago and you need a realtor, you can either email me, my email will be in the description box, or you can go over to Instagram and slide into my DMs and we will get set up so that way I can help you find your space as well. Using a realtor is totally free for anybody who's moving. It doesn't cost you anything. I highly recommend it. It's always good to work with someone who knows the area and can know which buildings are offering what to be able to help you get the best place possible. All right, guys, that was all of my tips about moving to Chicago. I absolutely love this city. I have fallen in love with it. It has stolen my heart. I love Chicago so, so much. I hope that some of these tips have gotten you excited, will help you with your transition of moving into the city. If you have any questions, comment down below or go over to my Instagram and shoot me a DM. Also, follow me on Instagram. I post tons of Chicago content, lots of recommendations of my favorite places I go and what I do. Also, of course, if you haven't already, definitely hit the big red subscribe button. I post 2 videos a week and I would love for you to be able to keep up. I forgot to tell you, I have my October giveaway going on right now. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I do a giveaway every single month. It's called the Button Box, and this month is super exciting. I have a giveaway with tons of different stuff for you guys, but also this giveaway is partnered with Dossier. They are my favorite perfume company. I have like 6 of them. They do perfumes that are based off of fancy high-end perfumes that cost like $100, but these cost $29. So this one is my favorite. It's inspired by Caroline Herrera's Good Girl. They call it their Oriental too. It is so good. I love it so much. We have 3 winners for this month's giveaway. First place, you get the whole button box with lots of different goodies from me, including my favorite, which is the Oriental 2. And then second and third place, you each get to pick out your own Dossier perfume from their website. Very exciting. Go over to my Instagram, enter my giveaway. If you comment down below on this video, that will add as an extra entry. So you can comment down below with your Instagram handle if you want to be entered in as well. All right, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.